Okay. All right. First of all, I would like to, say thank you so much, team, for coming on board. This is our weekly presentation. So if you are coming on board and if you want to introduce, JDXBOT, please do so. As I mentioned to you, right, there is no public sign up. We don't allow any public sign up. So no one can go to our website and sign up unless they are actually being introduced by the private partners. Okay, so you need to get someone to introduce you. The reason I'm doing this is because we only have 300 spots. So once 300 spots is taken, we will be closing all the new sign up, even if you are basically being introduced by partners. So that means that the referral link will be disabled. All right. So the reason being is that we want to focus on quality. So we want to be able to manage all our users, and also once we reach the 300, we're going to expand our infrastructure. And once the infrastructure is ready, then we will then take the next phase of 300s and so on. So in this manner, we can actually maintain the quality of our products and our technology. And at the same time, I would really love to have all these 300 users in the Telegram, and it is easy to communicate with a 300 serious partners, who are part of JD Wealth Maker, rather than anyone, right, coming from the public who don't know who they are connected with. Okay, so in this manner, it will be very, very, efficient and effective, right, to manage the community. And as I mentioned to you, okay, please understand, JDXBOT is not a MLM. So we don't have an MLM structure. It is basically an incorporated company, which I'm going to share with you detail about the company positioning and so on very, very shortly. Okay, so but before that, I would like to say thank you guys for making the effort to come and join us, weekly during this presentation, right? So as I mentioned to you, I think the most important thing or the transparency that the community must have is the positioning of the company, right? So now please understand that JD Wealth Maker is basically a legally incorporated company, right? So we have a company number, we are paying tax every single year. And this company is basically is a financial technology, decentralized finance software development company. Okay, so we are basically a fintech company focusing on decentralized finances related product. Okay, so that is basically a non-banking, right? Non-banking, our focus is crypto related decentralized finance, because our focus, right, is to empower ordinary people to generate extraordinary income. So under JD Wealth Maker, we have the first brand or the first product, which is basically JDXBOT. Now, JDXBOT is the brainchild of JD Wealth Maker. Please understand that. So you can call JDXBOT as a strategy, as a software, or as a brand, it doesn't matter. But basically, JDXBOT is a strategy, is a brainchild, and JDXBOT is basically a 100% autopilot trading bot. Now, while we actually focus on building JDXBOT, and now we are basically perfecting JDXBOT, the next phase, okay, that we are looking at is to build. I think we have another 2 more products in the pipeline. One is JD Swap, okay, whereby you will have the auto swapping done for you automatically. And the other thing is the DCA, right? Auto DCA. So there's going to be another 2 more decentralized product, and everything will be in your back office so that you can have full access to it, and you can then have a full automated. Now, please understand, decentralized products such as swap and also DCA are basically zero risk product. Okay, you don't have much risk. It's just basically help you to multiply your money. Okay, so in this manner, we can continuously, empower ordinary people to generate extraordinary income. So please understand, our goal here is the people, right? We want to empower people. We want to, we want to equip the people so that the people will be able to actually generate extraordinary income. So on Thursday is different, right? On Thursday, we want to empower the people with knowledge, with insight about the market. So you can see that not just that you want to make money financially, which is on Tuesday, but on Thursday, we want to empower you, okay, with knowledge, when come to the crypto space and so on. Okay, so that is going to be important. Now please understand that JDXBOT is an industry's first fully autonomous crypto-algorithmic tactical futures trading strategy. Okay, it's a trading bot. So our focus or the way we built it is from a tactical perspective. So when I say tactical, it involves mathematical. Okay, so a lot of the trading outside there, they are focusing on technical. But let me tell you something, that if you know how to manage tactically, right, your wallet management and the different aspects of it, you can basically be resilient in the way that you trade, and high likely you can actually make more money compared to those who are following the technicality of it. Okay, the reason being is that there is a huge misunderstanding between these two aspects of it. Okay, so now, and we are only focusing on futures. Okay, so that means that we are basically leveraging the futures, not the spot. And my expertise is the futures. I've been trading futures since the beginning, while I'm involved with crypto in 2014. And through the mentorship program that we have actually conducted for many years, that is where this JDXBOT is actually was birthed. Okay, so just take note of that. Now please understand, JDXBOT is a third-party exchange-based API commission software as a service. So that simply means that you actually have the right to connect JDXBOT, which is the software, to the exchanges that you're going to be part. Okay, so in these exchanges, you have to connect, you have to bridge JDXBOT with your account, and to do that, there is what we call an API. So that simply means that it is an independent. You actually have 100% control of your fund in your own account, because it is now basically connected through the API. And with that API, you have the right to decide what permission you can actually allow, grant to JDXBOT and so on. So in this manner, right, you have full control of your fund, and that puts you, that puts you in a much peaceful state, because you know that you are now 100% in control of the fund, and everything that is taking place will be independent. So that means you can see all those information, all those reports, all those insight of the bots and so on in your own exchanges. Okay, so I'll be sharing more of this detail as we move on to the next slide. Okay, now let's quickly take a look at a short introduction of JDXBOT before we proceed with those unique advantages and so on.
In a world driven by possibilities, where financial freedom knows no boundaries, emerges an extraordinary solution. JDXBOT, industry-first, autopilot high-velocity algorithmic crypto trading strategy. JDXBOT is not just an ordinary trading bot. It's a game changer, designed to put you in the driver's seat of your financial future, embracing the power of digitization. With 100% control of your funds, you decide your destiny. Harness the power of automation, 100% hands-free. Zero trading background is required. Whether you're an experienced trader or completely new to the game, JDXBOT simplifies the journey. A proven winning strategy awaits, paving the way for boundless opportunities. Be it a bullish run or a bearish downturn, JDXBOT helps you thrive in any market condition. Trade 24/7, 365 days, whether you're in the heart of the city or at the edge of the world. A reliable and regulated trading platform, offering peace of mind. Crafted by an experienced real trader, a masterpiece of expertise. Embrace the most affordable strategy without compromising on excellence. Seamless onboarding process, start effortlessly. Our automated high-velocity crypto trading strategy operates on a powerful 100x throttle, delivering impressive speed and earnings. It monitors market volatility, identifies opportunities, and executes perfect entries to maximize profitability swiftly. At our core, we believe in the essence of velocity of earnings, the efficiency of earning as determined by the rate of return or speed of earnings. For us, wealth creation demands speed. Experience the game changer in the crypto industry, an incredible hands-free money printing machine, the JDXBOT.
All right, that to give you just an intro. Okay, so I think everything that I want to say, I'm trying to just put into that 2 minutes, 2+ minute video, so you can get those video actually in the group or in our YouTube. Right, you can actually get it over there. Now, let me just quickly go through the unique advantages of JDXBOT, so that you can actually have a clear understanding where we are coming from, and also the unique advantages actually reveal our intention, for our people and our community, right? That is very important. Now, first thing first is that when we design the product, we design with people in our mind, and our users always wanted something that they have 100% control, right? So you can see that over here, user actually have a complete control over their fund, allowing them to manage their investment independently because it is an API. So when you have an API and you actually have an exchange where you have your separate account and you actually have the control over your own fund. So that simply means that you can decide what is the amount of the trading fund that you want to allocate in your own account, and then you can actually monitor, you can even withdraw, you can even transfer. So you can do what you want to do because you have 100% control of that fund. Okay, now please understand, when you actually breach the API, JDXBOT, right, has no control or has no right to withdraw your fund, okay, because a user normally are advised not to enable the withdrawal permission, right? So in that way, a JDXBOT cannot actually withdraw your fund. The only thing that we can do is to manage your fund, for the trading. That's all. Okay, so this is, I think, is a brilliant, a very, very significant features, right, or advantages that our user needed. And in this manner, I think that puts you in a driver's seat, right? So now you are in control of your own fund. Okay, that is the most important. Now, the second thing is that it is 100% autopilot 24/7, since it is a crypto market. So the bot operates autonomously around the clock, providing users with flexibility to trade at any time and from anywhere. Okay, so as long as there is a fund available, the minimum fund available in your main account, JDXBot will continue to trade. Okay, now if you decided to remove your fund when the bot actually closes, there won't be any trading taking place. So that gives you 100% control when you want to trade, when you don't want to trade, and so on. Okay, but nevertheless, please understand that it is 100% autopilot. The bots run 24/7. Okay, now the other thing is that it's 100% transparency of live trades and results. I think this is a brilliant, composition, of the features, right? Whereby, because it is a third party, so you actually have an independent control and independent results at your fingertips. So that simply means you can see the live trade taking place before your eyes. You can monitor all the analysis and all those data, right? Because it is a third party. So there is no alteration, or there is no manipulation of those data, because JDXBot has no control over the data, right? So if whatever performance that the bot is performing, you will be able actually to see that in this third party exchange that you are in, and you can see all those data plainly. Okay, so I think this independent information, right, or independent results and data gives massive transparency to our global users. Right now, the fourth thing is that it is tested and proven winning strategy, built by real expertise. So as I mentioned to you, because of my expertise in leverage trading, all right, and we have actually not only been in the leverage trading, but we have even used our strategy for mentorship program. Now, before we build JDXBot, please understand that the beta testing has started 2 years ago. So JDXBot has been tested for the past 2 years. Okay, so we have completed our beta testing. We have completed our soft test, pre-test, and currently we are moving into the final phase. Okay, so just take note of that. Okay, so it is not something that we just build and put it outside there, but we have gone through, we have gone through massive processes along the way, and that is the reason why we are continuously making sure that the bot is improved, because now we know exactly, right, what is really needed in order to tackle the different market condition that requires different strategies and so on. Okay, so please understand that. Now, the other aspects that is safe, reliable, and compliance trading platform. This is very important. So when we decided to partner with the exchange that we're going to share with you later on, we have to take into consideration in terms of the reliability and the security of our users' fund. Okay, so here in this platform, your fund is secure. And even I believe so, they provide you a full protection of your fund. So in the event your fund is being hacked or compromised, you can actually get back to the exchange and they will give you one-to-one replacement of your fund and so on. I think these features is critical when you are choosing an exchanges, and because of that, we only work with a license, with a reliable licensed exchanges, and that is the reason why anyone who wants to be part of JDXBOT, you will first have to register an account with the exchanges and make sure your KYC is approved. If your KYC is not approved, or if you are from a country whereby you are sanctioned that you cannot be part of this exchange, you cannot be part of JDXBOT. So please understand that, okay? So because, please understand, we don't want to open to anyone, okay? We want to make sure everything that we are doing, we comply to the compliance and also the regulatory requirement, because JDXBOT is a legally incorporated company. So we cannot, we don't want, okay, to do anything outside of non-compliance activities and so on, okay? Now, last but not least, highest profit sharing in the industry, right? Now, here, as I mentioned always, right, we actually give you one of the highest profit sharing, and also I think one of the most transparent profit sharing, whereby you enjoy 70-30, right? So that means that every time the bot closes, and whether this profit will be split, okay, between the partners and JDXBOT, whereby the partners will take 70%, JDXBOT will take 30% the strategy fee. Now, please understand, all right, when I say 70-30, these are net profit. I'm not talking about realized profit or total profit, whereby a lot of different platform outside that, what they do is that they actually take the net profit, all right, and then they give you 50% of that, and they take 50%, and then they put up into unilevels or binary or whatever. We don't do that, okay? We give you 100% of your net profit. Can you see that? So that is the reason why it is important for us, okay, to make sure we give one of the highest profit sharing, because we really want to empower our community so that they can actually make generate extraordinary income. Okay, so these are important advantages that make JDXBOT an appealing choice for individuals seeking automated crypto trading solutions with high transparency, accessibility, and a history of success at an affordable initial cost, which I'm going to share with you very, very shortly. All right. So I hope this gives you clarity of our intention. So when we talk about unique advantages or proposition of the company, it is always about the intention of the owner. If the intention is wrong, then everything else will be wrong, right? So this is, I think, one of the most important thing that you need to make sure as a community, as those who are going to be part, you must understand the intention of the owner. Okay, this is important. If the owner's intention is wrong, or if we don't have the vision or purpose for the people, right, then they will use the platform to basically, to manipulate the people. So we don't want to manipulate the people. We want to empower the people, okay? So that is the most important thing. All right, now the other thing that you really need to understand is the ecosystem, right? How is all this ecosystem works together? Now, in JDXBOT or in this platform, it is very simple. We have two separate entities, all right? Now, the first entity is the exchange. This is basically our official partner. So we partner with a licensed exchange known as BitGet. All right, so BitGet, I think they are a top 6 or top 7 exchanges in the world. Okay, so please take note of that. So in order for you to be part, right, as I mentioned to you, you first need to have a Bitget account. All right, you can actually register using our referral link so that you will enjoy some of those promos and so on, because this is just a Bitget account. Anyone can have a Bitget account. Now, if you have a Bitget account, then you would need a JDXBOT account. All right, and then you have to connect your Bitget account with our JDXBOT through the API. So this is where you have the API connectivity comes on board, where once you breach your bot with JDXBOT, with your exchanges, then the autopilot trading will take place 100%. Okay, so now there are few elements, right, that is involved when we talk about Bitget, for example. Please understand, you need to sign up with Bitget separately. Okay, so you need to have an account with Bitget. So as I mentioned to you earlier, right, make sure you sign up an account with Bitget and you do a KYC. A level 1 KYC is enough, okay, which is basically your name, and also they will do a selfie, right? You have to do a KYC, a selfie to verify the identity. That's all. You do not need to provide the proof of address at this stage. Okay, a level 1 will do, right? But so at this stage is critical, because if your KYC is disapproved, you cannot join JDXBOT. All right, so please, okay, do not register for JDXBOT until otherwise you have actually completed your KYC with Bitget, right? So that is important. So once you have completed the KYC, then proceed to create an API, because now you need to bind with JDXBOT. Okay, now at JDXBOT, there are also few elements of activities over there. You need to sign up also with JDXBOT. So use your partner's referral. Okay, so if you have someone who have actually introduced you, please be honorable to them. Use their referral link to sign up. Okay, that is going to be very important. Once you have signed up, proceed to verify your email, and then you have to immediately make sure that you enable the two-factor authentication, and then you can proceed to purchase the strategy plan. Okay, I will explain to you later on all the costs that is involved here, the strategy plan. And once you purchase the strategy plan, then you need to perform API with Bitget. So once your Bitget account is ready, now you can do the API binding with Bitget. Can you see that? And thereafter, you need to fund your strategy wallet. So this is where the 30% our strategy fee, okay, will be deducted. And then you need to fund your main futures account in Bitget. So this is where you're going to put in the money for the trading to take place. And also you need to have a sub account. You need to fund your sub account. These are also another requirement as part of the tactical management management of your wallets and so on. And thereafter, right, once all this process complete, your bot then will be activated. Okay, so just take note of that. So this is basically the important ecosystem and the activities involved in each of those ecosystems. Now, once your bot is activated, right, now please understand that there are 3 strategies that is offered by JDXBOT. So we have the USDT, we have 2 stable coin. One is the Tether, USDT Tether, and the other one is Circle USDC. Okay, so and we have BTC strategy. So here user can basically take advantage of all the 3 strategies, and normally we will encourage our user to purchase all the 3 strategy. Okay, now please understand, okay, you are basically going to earn an asset based on those strategies. So you're going to earn USDT, you're going to earn USDC, and you're going to earn BTC. Okay, so and in the exchanges, there are many features that you can use, example swapping and so on, where in some instances, you can even take whatever profit that you're earning in USDT and convert it into BTC, or you can even convert your BTC to USDT. That is depend on how smart the user is to continuously multiply their income based on the profit that is generated by JDXBOT. Okay, so just take note. So now please understand, JDXBOT have deployed and built in many superior features. So as I mentioned to you earlier, we are focusing on the futures leverage trading, and we are using a cross margin mode. Okay, please understand that. So anyone who wants to be part of JDXBOT, you must understand our strategy. Okay, if our strategy doesn't fit you, then this is not for you. all right, then you might, for some people, they don't want futures, they want spot. So if you want spot, then this is not, this may not be a platform for you, okay? So you might want to go and look for spot. Some people, they don't like the cross. They want isolated. So if you want isolated, then go and look for, other provider who are providing those kind of features, okay? But over here, because our expertise is futures, and our expertise is cross, so we are focusing on our expertise to deliver the best performance to our users, right? Please take note. So we use a dual hedge mode position, all right. You will learn more about this during the technical AMA session, okay, on Thursday, okay. So now we have a this is a powerful wallet management strategy between the main futures account and also sub account, which I will explain after this. We use auto DCA and auto hedging. As I mentioned to you, we have actually increased our DCA to 17 DCA and 11 hedging, right? So I'm going to cover a lot more on this technicality on Thursday. So be there this Thursday to understand about, about all this improvement that we are actually doing. It is an auto profit taking, a smart. We also have a smart contract in your back office. So this is where the 30% strategy fee will be deducted. Now, please understand, okay? As I mentioned to you earlier, once you do an API connection, JDXBOT have no access to your Bitget account. So if you don't have access to your Bitget account, where will the 30% be deducted? In your JDXBOT back office. So this is where you have the strategy wallet. And in that strategy wallet, you have to make sure that you have, the USDT amount ready. So every time the profit is actually secured, the 30% will be deducted. Okay, so these are basically, you can call it strategy fee, fuel fee, okay, management fee, whatever it is, right? But basically 30% you have to set it aside, in your JDXBOT back office, which I will show you to you later, right? So you also have live dashboard in your JDXBOT back office that you can refer in real time. And please understand that, everything that is taking place here is 100% autopilot. Now, what makes JDXBOT different is that if you compare with a lot of the automated trading bot, you need to actually decide the parameters, right? Sometimes they even ask you to decide the risk, whether you want the high risk, medium risk, low risk, and so on, right? Now, please understand, in JDXBOT, you don't do anything, right? There is no manual intervention. You do not need to decide anything. All that you need to do is just make sure you fund your account, right? So you fund your main account, you fund your sub account, you fund your strategy wallet, and leave the rest to JDXBOT to manage it 100%. And then you will see your profit in your spot wallet, and you can do whatever with your profit. I hope this is clear, okay? So this is a hands-free money printing machine. And as I mentioned to you, our goal is basically to empower ordinary people. So even those who don't know about crypto, right? They just have to follow the processes. And once they follow the processes, they actually can become part of JDXBOT. Okay, so I hope this is clear. All right, now let's look into one of the most important risk management, right? And this is basically what we call a wallet management strategy. Now, please understand, one of the things that is unique about JD Wealth Maker, right, is that when we do our trading, the most important thing that we are managing is the wallet. And when we talk about the wallet, this is important, and this is what I refer as a tactical strategy. All right. Now, in the war, okay, please understand, in the war, one of the most important thing that the soldiers or the army has to manage is their bullet. If they waste their bullet at the beginning of the war, they will be in a big trouble. All right. So managing your wallet, okay, managing your fund is critical in the event if the market go against you and so on, especially when you are using a cross margin. Okay, so that's the reason why traders who don't understand that trading in crypto space is like you are entering into a war zone. So then they don't understand how to manage their wallet, and that's why they are focusing on the technical how to shoot but they fail to manage the tactical aspects of how to manage their bullet. I hope now you are getting where I'm going, okay? So that's the reason why JDXBOT is completely different, because we look at a tactical strategy, and one of the important thing is that the wallet management strategy. So at JDXBOT, we employ a dynamic risk mitigation system that actively manages the interaction between users' main futures account and sub account to safeguard users' position. Okay, so let me explain this very, very quickly. As I mentioned, right, we are not just doing preview here to get people to join us, but we also want to educate you so that you understand what you are getting involved. Okay, that is very, very important. So if you look right into this image, right, so we have a main futures account, all right, and we have the sub account. So now please understand, for the main futures account, every single asset, right, or every single strategy, minimum is $200. Okay, I will explain detail on this later on when we talk about the initial startup cost. Now, so if your main account is $200, then your sub account will be 50% of your main account. So that will mean that your sub account, you need to have $100. All right. Now, let me explain to you how the wallet management or this risk management works, okay, by employing the two wallet over here, right? Now, first thing first is that we have a real monitoring system in place. Our algorithm will continuously monitor the main account base available balance. Now, when I say base available balance, that means the amount that you actually are funded for your main account at that cycle. All right. Please understand, every time a position is open is considered a cycle. Once the position close, that cycle complete, a new cycle will open. So when a cycle actually close, there is a 5 minutes gap or longer, depend on the market condition, before a new position is open. And during that moment when the bot stops, user can top up their main futures account. So if you want to increase now from 200 to 300, you can do so. And now your base amount will change to 300, no longer 200. I hope this is clear. Okay, you can ask me more about this later on during the AMA session on the Thursday. Okay, so you need to know, okay, because every time, every single cycle, the algorithm will decide what is your base available balance. So in this example, the base available balance is 200. Okay, I hope that is clear. So now what we will do is that we will monitor the main account base available balance and automatically replenish it with an amount equivalent to the total dollar cost average value. All right. So now, when the bot is running, for example, right, if the market go against you, you do not need to worry, because there is an auto DCA and hedging that will be conducted. So now, every time there is a DCA, right, for example, you have $200. Let's say the first add order or the first DCA, the bot utilizes $20. So that means now your main futures account balance, okay, is now left $180. So what JDXBOT algorithm will do is that it will now check your sub account and send that $20 to replenish your main account available balance back to 200. Can you see that? Now, this is a brilliant strategy. All right, this is a brilliant strategy, because by doing this replenishment, we always maintain your main account balance 200 base amount. All right, that is important. Now, by doing this, right, this replenishment restores the available balance to the base available balance for optimal bot performance. Okay, so this is important, okay, because by doing so, we can then maintain the position ratio. We can even actually push the estimate liquidation, okay, and that actually protects your account. And on top of that, right, your bot actually becomes more resilient, because you always have the base available balance, okay, intact, right? That is important. Now, the next thing is that when the cycle and normalization, right? Once all the trading positions are fully closed, right? The replenished funds are automatically returned to the sub account, preparing for the next trading cycle without requiring manual intervention. So, for example, let's say during that cycle, a total of, let's say, $100 being actually used, or let's say a $50 being used, right? So what will happen when that cycle closes in profit? You do not need to worry. Whatever amount, that $50 that was used to replenish, will now be returned back to the sub account, and now it is normalized, and a new position will open again, okay, and go through the same process, okay? But when the cycle ends, right, and you say, I want to change from $200 to $1,000 now, yes, you can do so. So if you change your main futures account amount to $1,000, your sub account must make sure follows the 50% of your main account, right? So that means now your sub account, you need to top up to $500. Okay, so please understand that. So this is a very important interaction between the main and the sub account. All right. So if you already prepare the fund, then you do not need to worry, right? Because anytime when the fund is required, it will be automatically replenished, sent back, replenished, and thereafter it will be automatically returned back into your sub account as well. So all this process are done automatically by JDXBOT algorithm. Okay, please take note. Now the next thing is that a fallback protocol. Now, if the sub account lacks sufficient balance, right? In this example, the sub account is 50%. So if 50% means that is $100, right? So if the sub account now becomes insufficient, let's say all the $100 is already been used, all right? So you do not need to worry, because JDXBOT will then switch to using the main account balance to continue the DCA process. Can you see that? So this is a very important fallback protocol that has been put in place. Most of the time, right? By the time the sub account depleted, it would actually take probably 8 or 9 or 10 DCAs. It's a long way to go, right? It is not that easily your sub account can be depleted, okay? And most of the time, between the 6 or 7 DCA, the price already reverses, and when the price reverses, now your order size is bigger. You will then actually generate much bigger profit because your order size is now bigger. Okay, so please understand that. So now the other important thing is the critical alert trigger. Now in the event, the main account balance dropped to 50% of the base available balance. Okay, so let's say your base available balance here is 200. And when we do a fallback protocol and your 200 now depleted and becomes, let's say, 100, okay, it is dropped by 50%. So what will happen is that user will receive a critical alert email, all right, to notify the user to top up their sub account. So this is where, right, you can see before even you get liquidated or before even you get a margin call from the exchange, we already going to alert you when it reaches 50%. So you do not need to really worry, right? Because you still have another 50% to sustain you. But then what you can do is that you have enough ample time to prepare the fund so that you can top up your sub account, not your main account, just top up your sub account. When you top up your sub account, JDXBOT then will check if your sub account has sufficient fund. It will then continue to replenish your main account. Okay, so this is brilliant, right? So these are important wallet management strategy that has been put in place. These are basically dynamic risk mitigation system to ensure that, okay, everything is under control when the trading is taking place. This is the reason why we have a bot that is resilient 20,000 points. Even the price moved 20,000, right? We are still standing strong, okay? By God's grace, okay? We are still standing cross. And if we can go 30,000, 40,000, I think this is going to be one of the most resilient bot in the industry. Okay, that is important. Now these are the key benefits, right? Autonomous balance regulation, ensure stable hedging ratio, consistent performance, and reduce liquidation risk through intelligent fund movement between the accounts. Okay, and apart from that, please understand it is hands-free, worry-free, 100% autopilot. So it is designed for a fully automated experience. No manual intervention is needed. So you don't have to, worry what is happening and so on. You leave everything to JDXBOT. JDXBOT will manage your account. So your only thing that you need to actually take control or manage is the fund. All right, so this is basically an important wallet management strategy. I am taking some time to explain here because I want everyone who is coming on board understand this feature, because this is the heartbeat of JDXBOT. Okay, please understand that. Now, let's move on quickly, because I believe that many of you would like to know, right? So what is the initial cost, okay, to get started with JDXBOT? Now, let me just break it down, especially on the cost aspects of it, so that you can understand how does this whole thing works, okay? Now, first thing first, remember I told you you have three strategies, right? We have USDC, USDT, and BTC, all right? So you need to first of all purchase the strategy, and when you purchase the strategy, you will enjoy total of 13 months subscription. All right. Now, please understand that if you purchase each of the strategy, it is 100 each strategy. But if you purchase 3 strategies at once, you only have to pay 250. All right. So these are basically, a discounted rate. Okay. If you buy all the 3. Okay. Now, the next cost is your main futures account. So you need to fund your main futures account. So first you subscribe the strategy. Please understand that this is a yearly renewal, 360 days, okay? So the strategy will have to be renewed every single year. That's why we make sure that the strategy is affordable. All right, and thereafter you need to fund your own futures account. This is where your money will be sitting for the trading, right? So the minimum initial funding for your Bitget main futures account starts at $200 or more for each of the strategy. So if you actually purchase 3 strategy, then each of the strategy will be 200, 200, 200. Please take note of that. Okay, that's the minimum requirement. All right. Next, you also need to fund your sub account. So as I mentioned to you, the minimum fund requirement for your sub account activation is 50% or more of the base amount, right? So if your base amount is 200 for one strategy, then your sub account will be 100. Okay, easy, right? So only 50% of that or more. Okay, even if you want to put another 200 in your sub account, you can do so. The more you have in your sub account, the better it is. Okay, but it is up to you how you want to manage your fund. Okay, but we always encourage our user to have more fun, okay, so that it can actually automatically manage your wallets and so on. Okay, now the other cost is your strategy wallet. This is where you need to fund your strategy wallet. So this is where the deduction of the 30% will take place. Okay, so the minimum initial deposit for your bot activation, you must make sure you have $30 or more in your strategy wallet for the activation, the first time activation. Okay, so thereafter you can probably maintain at least 20%, okay, monthly. Okay, 20% monthly based on your main futures account base balance. So if your main futures account is $1,000, you may want to maintain $200 in a month, okay, for your strategy wallet deduction, because you might have about 20-30% profit monthly. Okay, so and because of that, you want to maintain around 20 or 30% of your total main futures account and so on. Okay, just take note of that. So now let's calculate what will be the initial cost. Okay, now let me break it down to 3 strategies. So if you actually purchase only one strategy, all right, let's say you say, okay, I want to start with maybe stable coin. I want to start with USDC. So you come in and you purchase one strategy, that will be 100, and then your minimum main futures account will be 200, and your sub account is 50% of your main, which is 100, and your strategy wallet activation will be 30. So that means that if you go for one strategy, you have to allocate $430 to get started. All right. Now, if you go for 2 strategies, let's say you go for one stable coin and Bitcoin, for example, instead of paying 200, you only have to pay 180. All right. But your main futures account will be 400, which is 200, 200, and your sub account will be 50% of that, which is 200. Your strategy wallet still remain $30. So it means you need about $810 for you to get started with 2 strategies. Right? And we normally encourage our user to go for all the 3 strategies, because your initial cost, instead of $300, you only have to pay $250. All right. So, but your main futures account, since you got 3 strategy, so you have to make sure to allocate a minimum 200 each. Okay, 200 or more each of those assets or each of those strategy or each of those bots. Okay, so that will be 600. Your sub account will be 50%, that will be 300, and your strategy wallet will be $30. Right, so that will be 1,180. Okay, now please understand, guys, your sub account is your money. Okay, your main futures account is your money. Okay, all these two is basically your money. Okay, you are going to basically control this fund in your own Bitget account. Okay, so please take note of that. So this is basically the startup cost. Okay, so if you have 1,000, let's say $1,200, you can actually come in, okay, and actually acquire all the 3 strategies and get your 3 strategies activated. So that means that you're going to earn USDT, USDC, and BTC as set. Okay, please understand that. Okay, all right. Now, let me just quickly show you the trading realized profit sharing model. Okay, as I mentioned to you earlier, right? So we have one of the highest profit sharing, and basically what we do is very simple. From the realized profit, okay, we share 70-30. So our users, our partners will enjoy 70%, and JDXBOT will actually enjoy the strategy fee of 30%. Now, please understand, the 70% here is your net profit after deducted of everything. So once you get your 70%, you do not need to pay anything else, okay? So because everything is already taken care, okay? So I think that is important, because a lot of the program, you still have to deduct another 50% for that cost and that cost and that cost. That doesn't happen here, all right? We want to make things transparent. We want to make things very, very simple for our users, okay? So just make sure you maintain the 30% in your JDXBOT back office, so that the 30% will be deducted automatically every time the profit is realized, okay? Please understand that. So now the referral bonus, we have 2 tiers of referral bonus, and this is where you actually enjoy unlimited lifetime referral commissions, okay? So the total referral bonuses that we have allocated is 30% on any purchases of the strategy and upon each renewal. So the first level is 20%. So if someone comes in, with $250 packages, all right, or subscription, you will enjoy $50 of that 250. Now this 20% of $50 will be credited immediately in your back office, and you can then proceed to withdraw that amount if you want to, right? Now, the second level will be 10%. So just imagine, right? If you have 10 people in your first level at $50 each, that is already $500. And then you get another 250 from your second level. So that is 750. Imagine if you have 100 people, that is 7,500 every year, right? Every year, every time your level 1, your tier 1, your tier 2 renew, you are going to get that bonus every single year. So imagine, right, that this is going to be a fantastic yearly bonus, right? Apart from the income that you're going to generate from the trading, this is another big, opportunities or huge commission that you can enjoy. So that's why, as I mentioned to you, right, we want to reward you directly, okay? That's the reason why we don't have any MLMs and so on. So in this manner, right, our partners will be actually the beneficiary of the maximum commission that they're going to earn. Now, also, please understand, okay, in the future, I think might be the next phase, because we have another phase where we are building what we call a affiliate, our partners affiliate reward program. Partners reward program. Now, that reward program will work differently, because based on the hierarchy, based on the number of people that you have, and based on the strategy fee that is deducted, you will then enjoy profit sharing from the company. Okay, and that will be done every single month when we calculate the total strategy fee that is deducted in your team. All right, so now people ask us, why do you take 30%, okay, strategy fee? Because we have a plan to allocate a certain percentage of our profit to share with our global partners. Okay, so that model is currently, okay, we are working to develop that model. But since JDXBOT is still very new, it will take some time even for our partners to build their team. So by the time, high likely, that partners referral reward program will be ready, and then based on the strategy fee that is deducted in a month time, okay, we will calculate a monthly strategy fee that is deducted in your team, in your hierarchy, and based on that, you will be enjoying the profit sharing from JDXBOT. Okay, I think that is brilliant, right? So that is going to be something different, because everything that we are doing here, we want to make sure it's sustainable long term. So that's the reason why you can see that all the referrals and so on comes from the real income. All right, real income. Okay, so we are not we are using the real income, the real fees. So in this manner, JD Wealth Maker will be sustainable. Our users will be continuously enjoying. So if you look at it, right, you're going to earn a profit from the trading. You're going to earn 30% from referral commission. And in the future, you will also have partners, referral reward program where you can earn, okay, based on the strategy fee that is deducted. So the more people you have, or the bigger the account in your hierarchy, the more fees will be deducted, right? So the more fees deducted, the more profit you will be enjoying, right? So I hope this is brilliant. Okay, great. Now, there are only simple steps, okay, for you to start to make a profitable move. You need to sign up, as I mentioned to you. You need to sign up with BitGet, and you need to sign up with JDXBOT. And thereafter, you need to connect, okay, your wallet. This is where you need to make sure to create an API with BitGet, and then bind your API with JDXBOT. And once this is done and all the different processes completed, your bot then will be activated. Okay, now please understand, okay, you do not need to worry, because we have all the necessary checkpoints and the guide. I'm going to share with you where to get all this information. But if you've been referred by your by your partners, your upline, you do not need to worry. I believe they will guide you how to get this whole process done. Okay, so here, if you go, okay, into JDXBOT, www.jdxbot.com, right? If you look at the top right, there is a getting started. Now, if you would tap the getting started, you will see all the documents are there. So we got getting started checkpoints, getting started guide. This is the two very important documents you need when you want to get started, right? So let me just see if I can bring you to the back office. Okay, so this is JDXBOT back office. So what you are seeing here is actually the dashboard, all right? So you can see we have 3 strategies that are basically active and so on, okay? So if you go to the home page, you see getting started, right? Can you see that? And you tap, let's say you tap getting started checkpoint. So it will then bring you to the checkpoint here. So you can see we have detailed processes for BitGet and detailed processes for JDXBOT. So you can see step 1, step 2, step 3, all the way to step 13. And every step, there are sub-steps that are involved. So all that you need to do is to print this document and keep it beside you when you are signing up. And make sure you read everything and follow step by step. And once completed, you can then tick that you completed. So this is called a checkpoint. All right. So I want to make your life easier. Okay. So that when you come on board, everything is there. Now you may say, okay, I want to do step 1. Where is the guide? How am I going to do it? Don't worry. Okay. So if you go back to JDXBOT, that you see getting started guide. If you click the getting started guide, so this is where now you will have the PDF file. Okay. You will have the PDF file with all the steps that is actually that is actually in the checkpoint. So let's say in the checkpoint, you have the step 1, sign up and verification, your BitGet account. So you need to follow here. Can you see that? So there is a circle number 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. So all that you need to do is to follow the step by step, each of the circle processes that has been provided. Is that simple? All right. So that's the reason why don't rush. Okay. Don't ever rush. when you are going to be part of JDXBOT, take your time because this process is only once. And once it is completed, your bot will be always automated and running continuously. Okay, so you do not need to worry. Okay, now some of you may be asking, where is today's presentation? You can see corporate presentation. And also, right, I would advise everyone to go through our FAQ. There are 52 questions there. So if you have any questions, right, before you even ask the support, make sure you check your questions in the FAQ. It will be there. All right, so do check, all right? 52 FAQs, all right? So these are basically the important resources that has been provided for you, and it is easily accessible. You can check it in the homepage, okay? In JDXBOT homepage, all the details will be there. And do get help from your upline so that they can assist you until you successfully, okay? I think most people will find it a bit complex for the API. All right, you just need to take some time to make sure, and also the funding part. So if the API and the funding part, don't rush, don't make any mistake. Make sure you complete everything. Once you complete, you do not need to ask us, okay? Because everything is automated. Our system will check. Once you have submitted, our system will check. If everything is fine, your bot will be activated. Okay, so just take note of that. Now, another important insight before I end the presentation, just take note. We have two separate presentation on every weekly Thursday. We have our weekly exclusive preview as what I'm doing now. So you can invite anyone, okay? Anyone that is interested, your private partners, invite them so that I can explain to them in detail. And every fortnightly on the first and third week Thursday, there will be an AMA session, Ask Me Anything. So normally, right, if you want to know more about the technical aspects of it, then do join the Thursday. As I mentioned to you earlier, this Thursday, I'm going to share about the realized profit formula, net profit formulas. Okay, I'm going to break down and explain to you. And I'm going to also explain to you the changes that we have done to the DCA, because we have now improved the DCA from 14 to 17. And also the hedging to 11. So I'm going to explain to you some of those improvements that we are doing while a lot of the bots are running. This is a good time for us to continuously improve and so on. So be there on Thursday to understand some of those changes, and also how is all those formula been calculated when come to the realized profit, transaction fees, maker, taker, whatever, right? Come and hear us so that we can help you and empower you with this knowledge, right? So with that, okay, I hope, right, I trust that this explanation has given you the necessary insight, okay, so that you can start to look into it and make an informed decision to be part of JDXBOT. So do get back to the person who invited you and get them to assist you if you are interested to be part of JDXBOT. Okay, so just take note of that. So I just want to quickly see if anyone have any questions. If you want to ask me, there is a raise hand button at the bottom there. You can ask me, or if you want to type in the chat, you can do so. Okay, so please, anyone would like to ask me, or you want to, if your bot is already running and you want to give some update about your bot, how you feel about it, I think that will be awesome too. Okay, so please, okay, take this time if you really, I think between the next probably 5 minutes, if you really want to contribute, that would be great. Or if you have any questions, that will be awesome. Okay, we have question. Which of the strategies is the most profitable? There is no definite answer to that, because the profitability of the strategies, right, it depends on the liquidity of the market. So the liquidity determines the momentum and the volatility. I think in the month of March, our highest profit came from USDC. But in the month of April, the highest profit came from USDT. Can you see that? So it depends on the volatility. There is no definite answer to that, okay? Because please understand, right? I have to be very honest. It's a real trading, guys. Okay, it's a real trading. And when BTC price goes down, for example, right? When price goes down, although you generate profit, you may not see in USD value that your BTC value is actually greater than USDT and USDC. Because please understand, when Bitcoin price goes down, although you generate profit, you may not see unless you hold the Bitcoin and you wait for the price to go up again. High likely by then, right, your BTC value is greater than your USDT and USDC. I hope you get me. So that's why when the market goes down, it's the right time to earn BTC, right? Because as the value goes down, you earn more BTC, right? You are stacking up more BTC, okay? So I hope I answered that question, because please understand, we have the strategy, okay? And we also have the market condition. So that's why at JDXBOT, we don't, the position will not open unless otherwise the market condition is met. All right. So although our strategy will only open when the tactical strategy meets our requirement, or else we won't open the position. Okay. Sometimes you may see that, hey, USDT, there is no position open, but USDC is open. Why? Because USDC is more volatile. There is more liquidity. The momentum meets our requirement to open the position. Okay. So I hope you get me, right? So, but we will discuss that more, okay, on Thursday, and then I will show you how we do all those things. Now, how many more months before the annual renewal? Oh, that depends on when you actually subscribe, right? So when you subscribe, remember, I think there's a 12-month subscription. The first time subscription is always 13 months, and so you will receive an email, right? 3 months before your subscription ends, you will receive a reminder email, right? So then the second email will be the 2 months before your subscription ends. Then the third email will be 1 month before your subscription ends. Okay? And then 2 weeks before and 1 week before. If you don't respond to all these emails, all right, thereafter your bot will be deactivated. Okay, it's clear, right? Okay, so look forward. Okay, if you're already part of JDXBOT, you will receive an email. Okay, so normally we do 3 months before the expiration, 3 months, 2 months, 1 month, 2 weeks, 7 days, and then finally your bot will be deactivated. Okay, I hope I answered that questions. Okay, great. Any other questions, guys? Okay, anyone already started, any new that already started to use the bot? Probably you want to share some updates, how you feel about the bot and so on. That would be awesome too. Okay. All right. If there's nothing, then we will meet up on Thursday. Okay. All right. Great. I think that's all right. I think that's all. Okay, guys. Let me just unmute you all. You can say goodbye. All right. Thank you so much, okay, for being part of the presentation today. We will catch up on Thursday during the AMA session, okay? So goodbye. I think you can say goodbye because you're unmuted. God bless you all. Take care.
God bless you, Dr. JD. Thank you. We appreciate you.
Take care. All right.
That's your family.
Take care. God bless you.